I ask you, my disciples, have you truly corrected your temperament? Has your mind and heart truly expanded? Have you truly let go of all comparisons, calculations, and discontent within yourselves? Have you truly realized the principle of genuine cultivation? And have you truly been humble enough to receive instruction? In every matter of life, have you learned to turn inward and examine yourselves? I ask you, my disciples, in cultivation, do you find that the further you go, the more weary you become? The heavier the path seems as you continue? This is indeed a serious matter. Why is that so? Because you have not yet developed the true mind. Your hearts no longer turn inward to examine yourselves. You no longer reflect and repent, but instead keep measuring and calculating within the notions of self and others. You cling to merit, make distinctions, give rise to arrogance, anger, and jealousy, and revolve endlessly within self and others, constantly rubbing and striking until sparks of resentment and frustration arise. Cultivating the Tao in such a way, how can there be peace of body and mind? How can you find joy and freedom, and become happier the further you cultivate? I ask you, my disciples, what does it truly mean to be understanding? Is it to listen and to talk about gossip, to stir up human affairs, to create disorder within the temple, and to destroy the harmony and purity of the Tao? Is it to break the rules, to cause many to lose faith in the Tao, and to sever the sacred golden thread that connects us? Fortunately, you still know how to distinguish right from wrong, but think carefully. From the time when you were still ignorant and did not understand the truth of the Tao until now, when you shouldered the heavenly mission, you have learned many lessons about character, manners, and conduct. You have heard the teachings of the sages and established proper values in life. However, when you feel that you have matured, that your wings are now strong, you begin to believe that your opinions and ways are always right. You refuse to humbly listen to others, cling to your own viewpoints, and act arbitrarily. When you see point transmission masters, lecturers, or hall leaders not as you wish, you look down upon them. When you see other Tao members less capable, you despise them, thinking that you are right and doing things on your own, correcting on your own, without consultation or cooperation. My children, when you act like this, have you not forgotten the elder virtues? Have you not removed your master from your heart? Without cooperation, without sharing, without harmony, you become those who disturb the temple's peace, harm its purity, slow the progress of the Tao, and weaken the faith of the disciples toward the Tao. I ask you, my disciples, where is the Tao? The Tao is not far away, it is right within your daily life. Every word you speak, every action you take, every moment you live is a place of cultivation, is it not? If that is so, then why is it that just one word from another can make you sad, discouraged, or furious? Why can a single incident make you lose faith, give rise to doubt, resentment, and anger? Why can a single thought throw you into confusion, trapped in right and wrong, unable to see clearly? This is because, in your cultivation, you still keep defending yourselves, always finding excuses for your faults. You have not yet developed the courage to truly look within, nor made the great resolve to uncover the mistakes hidden deep inside your own heart. I often ask you, my disciples, why do we listen to Dharma talks? Listening to a talk is not to collect more words, but to turn the mirror inward, to look at yourselves and find the problems within. That is what I call self-reflection. Is it easy to reflect on the small things? Of course not. But when you can admit your mistakes, your heart will gradually become still. Because most of you refuse to admit your faults, your minds remain restless. The quieter the heart becomes, the more clearly you can see the flaws hidden deep inside. Yet how do you usually act? You keep insisting. It's all someone else's fault. All the problems belong to others. They are irresponsible. Things happened because they were careless. Because they lack cultivation. Because they meddled too much. None of this has anything to do with me, right? As if everything had nothing to do with you. When you think this way, anger arises in your heart. Then you start resenting the elders, the temple, even the circumstances themselves. You stop looking at yourself and keep criticizing, feeling sorrowful and disappointed in others. That, too, is arrogance and ignorance. My disciples, if you still refuse to reflect upon yourselves, still keep blaming others? Then how long must you cultivate before you can return to the Buddha's homeland? I ask you, my disciples, what is the true cultivation of the Tao? It is self-reflection. And the foundation of self-reflection is not to deceive yourself. Do you often deceive yourselves? Even if you hold a high position, have greater abilities, or possess more experience, none of these are what truly matter. What truly matters is whether your wisdom can manifest outwardly. When you face a situation, the first thing that should arise is wisdom. Not emotion, mood, or pride. When you act with wisdom and a heart aligned with the Tao, you will no longer continue along the path of creating karma. You all know that the purpose of cultivation is to end your karmic debts. But when you look back at your body, speech, and mind, are you truly resolving and dissolving your own resentments and karmic obstacles? You should perform more virtuous deeds, establish merit, and build good affinities widely, so that you may lessen the occurrence of negative karma. But my disciples, I ask you, are you truly cultivating virtue and merit? Or are you merely criticizing others to gain benefit for yourself? If you practice the Tao while constantly attacking the flaws and shortcomings of others, if you gossip about right and wrong, if you only study sensations, responses, and superficial phenomena, if you perform outward acts merely to be recognized by the elders, to be admired, praised, and applauded by others, to attain position or recognition in the temple, then such goals and directions in cultivation are gravely mistaken. I speak frankly, without reservation. If you spend your entire life in the temple cultivating this way, you will suffer in vain and achieve nothing. This is what I urge you all to be extremely cautious of. My dear disciples, why do you not have a heart of awakened awareness? The heart of awakened awareness is the mind that observes, perceives, and recognizes itself. You repent, yet you fall again. Tell me, is that not so? Even if you have high status, great ability, deep years of cultivation, and profound understanding of the scriptures, it is often people like you who change the most easily. You wish for others to listen to you, but when they do not, you become displeased. When others come to the temple to cultivate, you fear that your own chances to perform merit and fulfill vows will decrease. So you immediately look for their faults to criticize and speak ill of them. When you see someone more capable, jealousy arises in your heart, and you seek ways to suppress them, preventing their growth. Do you know, my child, that by doing so, you are obstructing the learning of others and diminishing the talent of virtuous people? And if you are not jealous, then some of you still enjoy showing off, praising your own abilities, speaking proudly of yourselves, yet others find it tiring and unpleasant to hear. Tell me, what is that, my child? Do you know? It is arrogance. My dear disciples, all of you are children of the same eternal mother, disciples of the same master, and followers of the same ancient sages. So what is there to divide? What is there for you to compare, to calculate, or to contend about? If you still refuse to correct your great faults and stubborn habits, then when you return to heaven, you may be confined within the celestial prison, and if not, you will fall into the Avicii hell, the realm of endless suffering. Is that truly what you desire, my children? If not, then you must quickly reform yourselves, starting from the very root. Transform your mind, correct your nature, and cultivate virtue through sincere deeds. My dear disciples, you are the bridges that connect above and below, to follow the guidance of those above and to lift up those below. You are also the examples of revering the teacher and honoring the way, so that others may look to you and learn. When the elders entrust you with tasks of the Tao, you must devote your whole heart and strength, keeping your mind pure and your intent upright. But if within that work, there arises bias, meaning partial views, stubbornness, arrogance, or attachment, then just one mistaken thought can make you fall into the abyss. One single deviation in thought can delay the enlightenment and salvation of countless beings. Do you understand this, my child? My dear disciples, cultivating the Tao means learning to value yourselves, not to show off or praise yourselves. You must be confident, but never arrogant or conceited. You must be humble, gentle, respectful, and refined, not pretentious or vain. You must urge yourselves forward diligently, not give up or become weak. If you can truly rejoice in heaven's will and accept your destiny, then you will naturally find joy in the Tao without ever growing weary. My dear children, it is because you have already known your destiny, yet you do not accept it with peace or willingness. Once you have established your path, you fail to keep it steady. Sometimes you stop, sometimes you continue, never firm in heart. So it is no wonder that the more you cultivate, the more tired you feel, the weaker you become, the heavier your burden grows. Where does the real problem come from? From yourself. Because you have not truly recognized your true nature as your own, nor accepted the true principle as real. You keep mistaking the false for the true, and in doing so, you lose your original, pure heart. Whatever needs to be faced, face it with your own courage. Yet courage alone is not enough. In every such moment, you must also have compassion and wisdom. Only then can you overcome difficult trials and skillfully resolve the unfavorable karmic ties that arise. My children, you must understand, there is nothing in this world that cannot be let go. The only issue is whether you can truly see it as light and unimportant. A true cultivator keeps the heart pure and desires few. So where could afflictions arise? What could possibly be too hard to fix or too difficult to release? Time is running out. You must act now, faster, more urgently. My children, can you do it? Children, let me ask you this. What is the greatest cause of failure in a person's life? It is not daring to believe in oneself. Some of you even think, I'm bound to fail. I can't do it well. I can't speak well. But truly, whether you succeed or not, it all lies in a single thought. It is that first thought in your mind that determines everything. Success or failure arises from just one single nyen. My own past experiences have shown me. The most important factor in cultivating the Tao is not ability, but devotion. All the ancient sages and saints who attained the Tao, they all joined the practice hall with a heart of complete sincerity. But children, remember this. To cultivate is not just to cultivate at the Tao center. To join the practice table is not just to sit at the altar. The Tao lives in your everyday life, in every thought, every step, and every choice. When it comes to cultivation, there is no such thing as the best, there is only better. If you become satisfied and complacent, stopping halfway, you must be careful, for not advancing means retreating. Cultivating the Tao is not for you to compare yourself with others. When you measure yourself against others, you only bring suffering upon yourself. One who competes with others may win on the outside, yet loses within. Such a person is not a true cultivator. To cultivate the Tao means you must constantly overcome yourself, again and again, breaking through your own limitations and removing the obstacles within your heart. Only then can you truly feel the joy of inner growth and the happiness of advancing one more step upon the path of cultivation. My children, progressing one step higher is the true goal of those who cultivate the Tao with diligence and devotion. O humans, you must not compare yourself with others, but with your own self, with who you were in the past. Only by doing so can you awaken your inner potential, increase your wisdom, and grow day by day, advancing step by step. In time, will you not see the fruits of your cultivation? Especially now, when all teachings arise together and 100 schools of thought contend, with open discussions, differing opinions, and criticism among one another, you must strengthen your faith and hold firmly to the direction of your cultivation. What is most important? It is that you must apply your heart more deeply to self-refinement, to nourish and enrich yourself. If you no longer cultivate and refine your own character, how can you possibly keep up with the pace of this changing age? You must use the unchanging heart to respond to the 10,000 changes. This is the foundation for those who walk the Tao in the present age. My children, the path of cultivation, whether long or short, depends on you. It is like a long train, isn't it? There are countless beings waiting for you to guide and deliver them. You yourselves were once guided by others, were you not? Therefore, today you must also learn to guide and uplift others. Just as I have never abandoned any of my disciples. My disciples, do not give up on yourselves, and do not give up on others. Can you do that?
Dear friends, if you find this video helpful, please take a moment to give it a like, subscribe to the Divine Grace Teachings channel, and share it with other fellow believers. The merit is boundless. Thank you to all the angels of God.